Oh my God. What's up, kids? It's Caleb here from the Game Glyph. And that was a Nintendo Direct that we haven't gotten in a year and a half. It's been that long since our last full-on Direct. There's been little mini Directs and stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest, I am very disappointed. I mean, there's a lot of things in there for a younger audience. And I'm sure that maybe there's some stuff there people are excited about. I guess some of the highlights would be Splatoon 3. I've never played any of those games, but I'm certain there's a large player base for those. I'm not interested in them at all. Mario Golf looked cool. It's not a game that I would normally be excited about, but I mean, it looked pretty fun. Um, the coolest thing in the entire, honestly, in the entire Nintendo Direct was kind of things that were already pre-predicted. Monster Hunter Rise looks great. I'll probably never play it. It's not my type of game, but it looks good. Skyward Sword, I'm super glad they decided to make the motion controls optional. I'm definitely interested to see how that actually plays out, using that right joystick to control the sword direction. That's really cool. I think it's kind of bizarre that they didn't have any Breath of the Wild 2 news. Very bizarre, huge miss by Nintendo there. Also, not a lot for the Zelda 25th anniversary, which is, right now. I'm hoping that there's more information for that soon. But there was just nothing really there for me. Like, okay, cool, Hades is getting a physical release. Age of Calamity is getting, downloadable content. We kind of expected that. We knew there was going to be an Animal Crossing Mario crossover. Everything was very predictable, very by the book. Nothing about Metroid at all. Nothing about Metroid Prime 4. Nothing about it. Nothing. The Capcom's arcade thing was kind of cool, I guess. Just so lackluster. I mean, after all that hype and anticipation, here's some things I was expecting or hoping would happen. I was hoping we'd see more ports of Zelda games. That would have been super cool. Like, Wind Waker HD coming out and Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like, just fucking give us what we want, Nintendo. Oh my God, just please. You could print so much money if you would do stuff like that. Maybe Castlevania Collection Volume 2 would have been cool with some of the more IGA-vania stuff. Maybe finally doing a Symphony of the Night port, which is out on iOS right now. I mean, my God, just dump that thing onto the Switch and people will buy it. It doesn't make any sense. You don't like money. No real new news for Mario. No supposed alleged downloadable content for Odyssey. I never thought that would happen. They slam-packed that game with so much content. I really couldn't imagine there being more content. I was hoping they would at least tease the sequel. That would be cool, but we've gotten a lot of Mario lately. I expected more Zelda. I wanted more Zelda. I wanted to know more about Breath of the Wild 2. I wanted to know more about Metroid Prime 4. I wanted Metroid Prime Trilogy. You know what else I wanted? I wanted Fallout. Sorry about that. I wanted Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 3 ports. I want them. They need to be there. You put Skyrim out, give us the Fallout. We need it. The irony of it falling after I say that. But that's what we wanted. Batman Arkham. Come on, guys. Give me Arkham City and Arkham Asylum on the Switch. It came out on the Wii U. Like, just port everything to the Wii U. But here's the elephant in the room. I don't play a lot of Smash Brothers, but I feel like they're pretty out of touch with, like, people's expectations of what they could really do. You really, really, really dick teased, in my opinion, Crash being there. If they could have put Crash Bandicoot, maybe they still will, I don't know. If you don't put Crash Bandicoot in this version of Smash, and Crash Brothers, Smash Bandicoot, if you don't do that, what a huge, huge miss. Because you have all the games available on the Switch. That level of iconic mascot battling like Sonic, Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, not having Crash Bandicoot. My God, man, what are you thinking? You have Sephiroth there. I love that, but nobody expected that. And it's cool that you're surprising us with these new characters, but these Xenoblade Chronicles 2 characters, they looked cool. Like, they really over-sexualized the female character, which was surprising. But, like, come on. I'm surprised you didn't give us another boring-ass Fire Emblem character, another boring-ass Pokemon character. Like, do something cool, please. And also, no big announcement for the Nintendo Online service. No Nintendo 64 games, no Game Boy Advance games. None of that. This is super meh, Nintendo. And this is all part of what they do. I really think this is part of their whole process. They develop like a Stockholm syndrome in their fan base to where basically they make us beg them, clamor for anything that we actually want. And another thing that was just hugely absent from this, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne is going to be released relatively soon for the Switch. You didn't even mention it. You didn't even mention just this super iconic, somewhat niche, lauded after JRPG that's coming to the Nintendo Switch. That's the game I'm most excited about. That and Shin Megami Tensei 5, which again, we have no new information on. You started talking about the development of that game before the Switch even came out. And we have had nothing new for that game. You guys are crazy. Like, oh my God. I blame Sega and Atlas for that, I guess. But that could be also Nintendo saying, oh, we don't really like what we're seeing. Like, make it better. You know, like, step up your game. Maybe. I don't know. But then you release this Mario Golf video within this Direct. And that game looked, gameplay-wise, looked cool. But graphically and texture-wise, that looked vastly unfinished. That was like beta at best. Those textures looked very low. And, you know, Splatoon 3 at the very end is like their big drop. That's a good game. I understand there's a big player base for that, and I might try that one because it looked more interesting. But that's a niche game, okay? That's a very, very niche game. Like, you have to be super invested in the idea of playing as, like, some super plasticky looking squid creature that's a child. But where's the games for the 38-year-old men and women that grew up loving Nintendo? Where's the Nintendo 64 games dropped into the Nintendo Online service that we pay for? Where's them even mentioning that they're updating and making a more robust version of Nintendo Online? I'm sorry, Nintendo. I would rate that Nintendo Direct like a 3 out of 10. Like a 3 out of 10. There was Saga Frontier coming out. That was pretty cool. Legends of Mana coming out. Like these re-released HD ports. That's pretty cool. Like, nobody expected that. I can only imagine what you're going to charge for that, Squaresoft. Probably way too much money. Probably way more than it's worth. But that was such a disappointing Direct. After a year and a half of waiting. A year and a half. That's what you give us. There was so much garbage there. Like that Miiverse game looked so bad. And then, like, all those other Fall Guys, like, come on. Like, we knew Apex Legends was coming out. Thank God that's done by Panic Button. Thank God there's a game for actually adults coming out. That's going to be pretty cool. That'll bridge the gap, you know, for the whole free-to-play battle arena type game for people that have graduated past games like Fortnite and PUBG, which are, you know, whatever. Just PUBG just became garbage. And Fortnite is just like, come on, Travis Scott and Thanos and Batman and whatever and Gamora, and it's just pop culture, the game. It's video game cancer in some ways at this point. I digress. I am very, very disappointed by that Nintendo Direct. I really wanted something from Metroid Prime. Like, give us a Metroid Prime trilogy. We all wanted that. Give us Ocarina of Time. Just dump it on the system. I don't care if it's just a port of the Nintendo 64 version. I want it. Give us Wind Waker. For God's sakes, give us Wind Waker. And Twilight Princess. Give us the Metroid Prime trilogy. Give us the Batman Arkham trilogy. You gave us BioShock. Nobody wanted that. Nobody cared. Give us Mass Effect trilogy, please. Like, there's so many missed opportunities. And I understand that Nintendo is just printing money. They can do whatever they want. I never expected them to talk about a Nintendo Switch Pro. Never. I feel like they may not ever do one. If anything, maybe they'll make an enhanced dock or something. Since they discontinued the dock, maybe they'll make an enhanced dock and you can plop your system onto it and it will upscale the graphics. Maybe it'll provide more RAM or higher resolution textures. You could do that. You could make it some kind of modular update. That would be smart. I don't know if they'll do that. I feel like Nintendo's next system will be a different family of systems, like something different. And the Nintendo Switch will just live on as the Nintendo Switch for the next 5 to 7 years. That system has legs, and they know it. They don't want to call it the next Game Boy, but that's because they couldn't make a Game Boy after they made the Nintendo Switch because it's a hybrid system. It's a huge sell. There was so much missing from that Nintendo Direct that could have been there. And all that means to me is that I expect more almost out of third parties than I do out of Nintendo at this point, which is sad. So hopefully we'll get, just some shadow port drops of certain games. Like, again, Batman would be fantastic. Just give us Batman, for God's sakes. That would be very cool. And then from first-party stuff, if you do another Nintendo, kind of remake of a Zelda game and you do Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, that's not going to really excite anyone that much. Just like Link's Awakening, it was very disappointing. It barely even ran on the system. For some reason, you can play Mario Odyssey, you can play The Witcher 3, but you can't play Link's Awakening without there being... Anyways, I digress. That was pretty disappointing in itself. That Nintendo Direct was very disappointing. Sorry if you don't like my opinion, but it is my honest opinion. A very, very disappointing Nintendo Direct. 3 out of 10. And that's me being just super positive about it. Nintendo had a real chance here to get people excited. But 2021, from the perspective of what Nintendo is offering, not very exciting. Not very exciting at all. The only game out of that I'm even remotely hyped about is the Skyward Sword game, because I couldn't even play that damn game. It was so unplayable with the controls, in my opinion, the force motion controls. And I really didn't like the art style, but I want to play it because I love Zelda games. But outside of that, Nintendo, come on, step it up. Step your bread game up. I'm disappointed. But until next time, kids, let me know what you think about that Direct in the comments below. Do you think I'm wrong about everything? Am I being a dick? And if that's true, that's fine. But I just want to know what you guys think. Because I just watched it, and so I had to make this video of my reactions. There's nothing more annoying than trying to watch the Nintendo Direct with a live reaction video to it. I don't know who that's for. I understand that lots of people do that, but that's just so boring to me. Again, that Nintendo Direct for me was super meh. So until next time, kids, I'll see you again real soon. Bye!